offer a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for choosing to spend your Friday evening with us here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. On tap tonight, two divisions of race cars, the late model stock cars, and of course, the open wheel modified cars.
The IROC Z from M.J. Sullivan Chevrolet pulls to the center of the infield. We're about ready to begin. This is qualifying round number 1. Chris Hopkins looks the field over off turn number 4. They come down to the line. They're almost 3 wide before they get the green. And Brian McCarthy is literally glued to the back bumper of the number 02 as they set up for turn number 1. McCarthy takes a peek at the inside, and the challenge is already on for position number 3. Konopka has moved his way into the 3rd spot, but here comes Wade Gagner, followed by Tommy Tagg and Sylvester, who's got himself hitched up on the inside of the racetrack. Off the turn, they come down to the line. It is Bob Bedore to set the pace. Brian McCarthy is moving in with car number 41. He is right there on his back bumper, close but no cigar. Wade Gagner has worked his way down underneath Konopka. Now Gagner will move into the 3rd spot with Mayberry Associates number 7. Tommy Tagg runs impressively in the 5th spot. He starts to hunt down the back end of the red, white, and blue Monte Carlo. Car number 98, now Tagg runs nice and low off turn number 4. CMP Auto Parts machine has now worked his way up to position number 4. Now Brian McCarthy is a little bit out of shape in turn number 2 as Wade Gagner moves to the inside. Now Gagner has taken over position number 2. But Brian McCarthy, showing that he's a true veteran, is not going to give up the spot with ease. Bob Bedore sets the pace off the turn and brings him back down to the line. Wade Gagner runs to the number 2 spot. Brian McCarthy is 3rd. Tommy Tagg is up to 4th. And 5th is currently held down by car number 38 for Tony Sylvester. Gary Fermani runs in the 6th and final qualifying spot, as Dyke is 1 spot out of a qualifying position currently as they head down the back straightaway. Off the turn, the challenge is going to be for the lead. The Mayberry Associates number 7 goes to the outside of the Enfield Motorsports machine, car number 02. Bob Bedore has led this event for the first 4 circuits. But suddenly that can all change, and that's the nature of the competition as the field dices it up off turn number 2. Brand new leader in the event. It is car number 7. Wade Gagner in command as they come off the turn. Bob Bedore runs in 2nd. Brian McCarthy is now battling Tommy Tagg for position number 3. Evenly matched, they head into the 1st turn. That's the hot spot of the racetrack. Monte Carlo versus the 41 of McCarthy, and now Tommy Tagg is up to 3rd. McCarthy gets a little bit out of shape, gathers it back nicely, and it almost appears that McCarthy might have a problem with the left rear tire going soft in car number 41. McCarthy gets the car sideways. The story is just as we predicted, and that means that McCarthy has a left rear tire that is one flat. Car 41 is one spinning. Just approaching turn number 4. Back to the front of the field, 6-lap show on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. Wade Gagner is in command of the event. He has become the 2nd different leader in the program as Brian McCarthy brings it back towards the center of the infield. McCarthy is showman. He holds on. He is out of contention. Gagner is still the leader of the field. Bob Bedore still runs in 2nd. Tommy Tagg is getting closer and moving in on car number 02. Tagg sets in the 3rd spot. 4th spot is Sylvester, car number 38, and 5th spot is Fermani. Konopka drops way off the pace with car number 98, and the story is still 6 cars to qualify. Now the number 07 of Rick Dyke is running in the final qualifying spot, but Bruce Ferry is right there to contend as the 2-lap marker has been given, 2 laps remaining. It is still Wade Gagner at the front of the field. Bob Bedore is still running in position number 2, and Tom Tagg holding on with a comfortable 3rd, but by far is one of the quicker cars in the racetrack. He is starting to move into content, but this time by, they'll see the white flag, which is an indication that there is 1 circuit remaining. The one that counts the most is the final lap, and 6 of these cars will make the move into the main event. Currently holding down the final qualifying spot is car number 07, but he's putting pressure on Gary Fermani. But there is no question about it as they head deep into turn number 3. Wade Gagner's got himself an easy victory. But look at the challenge for 2nd. Here comes Tommy Tagg. He's trying to get hitched up on the outside. It's not over with till they reach the line. But Bob Bedore will finish in the number 2 spot. Tagg will finish in the 3rd position. 4th looks like Tony Sylvester. Here's the bid for the 5th spot. It is Dyke in for 5th, and 6th will be Gary Fermani with car number 18. A recap of the finish for it in round number 1 qualifying action, taking down the victory. The Mayberry Associates number 7 for Wade Gagner. Finishing in the number 2 spot, the Enfield Motorsports number 02 for Bob Bedore. 3rd spot goes to Tommy Tagg. Fourth spot, Tony Sylvester, followed by Rick Dyke with car number 07 and the number 18 of Gary Fermani.
And Ben, joining the winner down trackside will be Kevin Hortense, the distributor out of Stafford, Connecticut, for the folks at Matco Tools. And our winner will be presented a Matco tote bag, and that will be given to all of the competitors here tonight, distributor in the Danbury area. And we also want to extend a very warm welcome to NASCAR's Jim Hunter, who is up from Daytona Beach tonight to view the races here at the Speedway. So we welcome both of you fellas to the program.
Okay.
The pace car is in. Wayne Ivetz, Joe Pimentel setting the pace. Nice and easy off the turn. Ivetz now begins to stand on the throttle. The green flag is out from Chris Hopkins, and here they come to the line. It's Ivetz jumping out in front. Kanopka runs in second with the 99. As they approach turn number 2, Ivetz still holds on down in the low groove. Kanopka runs second. The 66 of Stakey now is in third. The 22 of Jimmy Ward has worked his way into fourth. A brief challenge for the lead from Kanopka, but he has to drop back in. And Wayne Ivetz, car number 00, will lead them off the turn and complete lap number 1. Jerry Kanopka looks to the inside with the 99 again, cannot make the move. And Jimmy Ward is forced to lock up the brakes on the 22. Stakey gets down in the infield. He and Ward make contact. Everybody gets back together, and Kanopka blasts into the third turn to take over the lead. Car number 99 will lead them now off of turn number 4, and it is Jerry Kanopka out in front with the 99. Ivetz is second, then it is the 8X of Rick Shawn, followed by the 66 of Stakey and the 22 of Jimmy Ward. Fred Cheney, Joe Pimentel, in that order. That's how they run down the back straightaway as the 8X of Rick Shawn makes a move, and it is a successful one into the second spot. So the deck has been shuffled one more time. It is Kanopka, followed by Shawn, Ivetz, the 66 of Stakey, the 22 of Jimmy Ward, as we have 3 laps posted on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard here at Stafford. Now a challenge for the third spot. It's easy for Stakey. He brings the 22 of Jimmy Ward right along with him as Ivetz is forced up and out of the groove. So this time they come off the turn with Stakey way up high. Jimmy Ward looks to the low side. They run door handle to door handle as they work their way down the front chute into turn 1. On the inside, it is the 22 of Ward. We've also got a challenge for the lead from Shawn. Ward and Stakey doing elbow-to-elbow battle as Shawn dives deep into turn number 3 to challenge for the lead. Right off of number 4, Rick Shawn down on the low side, Jerry Kanopka up high. At the line, Kanopka has the advantage by about 2 feet. However, as they head for turn 1, the 8X, the Bradford Motors machine of Rick Shawn, makes the move look easy. He emerges as the leader off of turn number 2. Into the third turn now. It shapes up like this. Shawn out front, Kanopka in second, Stakey runs third. Then it is the 22 for Jimmy Ward in fourth. And rounding out the top 5 is the 00 of Wayne Ivetz. 6 laps are now posted on the scoreboard. Remember, 6 cars will make the move into the feature event. Right now, the last car will be car number 22 for Jimmy Ward. Off the turn they come. It is the 8 of Shawn leading the charge. Kanopka gets way up high. White flag is up. This is the final time around for Rick Shawn, for Jerry Kanopka, for the 66 of Cliff Stakey, the 22 of Jimmy Ward, the 00 of Wayne Ivetz, and the 9X of Fred Cheney. Those are the top 6 cars as we are into the final circuit. Off the turn, the checkered flag is out. Heading for home is car number 8X for Rick Shawn, followed by Jerry Kanopka, the 66 of Cliff Stakey, Jimmy Ward, in that order. Then the 00 of Wayne Ivetz and the 9X of Fred Cheney.
6 cars to make the move into the main event. In rows of 2, they head towards the start-finish line. Chris Hopkins looks him over once again. This is the third of the qualifying round for the late model division. Off the turn, down to the line. The story will be told in turn number 1. Kevin Allen looks instructive on the inside as he'll try to set the pace with car number 13. He tries to keep it nice and low, but look out, here comes Rondo. Rondo moves down underneath Poulin as they head down the back straightaway. It is Poulin looking very aggressive on the outside, but here comes Chuck Zantarski. Zantarski comes like a shot out of a cannon. He moves into the 4th spot. They're 3 wide, dicing it up off turn number 4. And Poulin runs the top side of the racetrack. Rondo down low, and stuck in the middle is Kevin Allen. Allen drops back to the 4th spot, and it is Rondo out in front. He'll start to pull away. The Franklin Motors machine is now at the front of the class. He holds on to position number 1, but look out, here comes Chuck Zantarski. The red-hot number 8 runs the bottom side of the racetrack. They're going to swap a little paint as they come back down to the line. They make contact slightly, but that's the nature of the late model division. And Zantarski will pick up the number 2 spot, and he will hold on. Zantarski now has his sights set on position number 1. Rondo is the leader of the pack. He's looking at the Matco bonnet if he can hold on and secure the victory. 2 laps will show on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. They head back to the line, this time by 3 laps are in the record book. Zantarski now is being pressured again by Poulin, who is now looking to make the same type of move that gave Zantarski the spot during the early laps here in this qualifying event. Here comes Poulin on the bottom side of the racetrack. Zantarski tries to hold on the top side. The white number 78 runs a little bit out of shape off the turn. Now we've got position number 2 being dominated by car number 78 Connecticut. And that is the Poulin machine. Poulin sets in the number 2 spot, but Zantarski wants to take it back once again. And now Herb Bennett puts the move on car number 13, Kevin Allen, who sets in the 4th spot. Zantarski now dives down low. The Buick Regal-bodied race car is now back into contention for position number 2. Off the turn, they come down to the line. This time by, they face the halfway mark. Halfway in this qualifying round number 3 for late model competition. From the back of the pack, several spots being diced up for, but the battle of this qualifier is for position number 2. And Poulin is definitely not going to let Zantarski have the number 2 spot, as he is going to hold on impressively as they come off the turn and back down to the line. Poulin still done every trick in the book imaginable to try to maintain and hold on to position number 2. Zantarski is patiently waiting in the wings, but patience is a virtue, and time is starting to run out. 6-lap show on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. As car number 19, Phil Rondo, is literally out in front and gone, starting to pull way away from the field. The battle throughout this event has been for position number 2. Poulin still holding on to that number 2 spot, but Zantarski is right there to contend, waiting for that one false move that would give him the opportunity to take over the number 2 position. This time by, they'll face the 2-lap marker. Final 2 circuits determine who's going to qualify among the top 6 cars, and who will go home with the Matco bonus as the qualifying winner. It appears that Rondo's got that well under control in this event, but the battle for second is a completely different story as they head down the back straightaway. Rondo definitely has things well under control here. He comes off the turn, faces the white flag. In less than 1 circuit, it'll all be history. But look out, here comes Chuck Zantarski to take back the number 2 spot. Zantarski has waited until the money is up and the honors and the accolades are associated with picking up yet another position. He is back into position number 2. Rondo is still holding on out front. 9-lap show of the scoreboard. They face the checkered flag off the turn, and Phil Rondo has secured himself a victory. He'll pick up the Matco Tool bonus as well. But off the turn, here's the battle for second. Zantarski's in for second. Poulin's got himself third. Allen in for fourth. Bennett in for fifth. And the 6th and final qualifying spot is car number 38. Well, there you have it. A look back at qualifying round number 3. Taking down a victory, Phil Rondo with car number 19. In for second, the number 8 of Chuck Zantarski. 3rd spot goes to the Poulin machine, car number 78. Allen in for 4th, Herb Bennett in for 5th, and the 6th and final qualifying spot goes to Rick Palmisi with car number 38P. So the late models have now qualified, and Bob Simpson out of the Bristol district of Matco Tools will be down in the winner's circle, and again we'll be making the presentation of a tote bag to our winner, driver of the Franklin Motor Sales machine, car number 19. Coming up next, the excitement of
15. There is your starting lineup. This time, off the turn, they'll address themselves to the start-finish line. Chief starter Chris Hopkins stares them down, winds them up, and lets them go. At the line, it is George Gadaskas. Up on the outside, Alan Rodanis down on the inside. They run side by side, off the turn, onto the Winston Racing Series billboard, and into turn number 3. Gadaskas has a slight advantage. He picks up the lead, but Rodanis battles back on the inside. Gadaskas gets hooked up, way up in the high groove. We've got problems. It looks like car number 40.
I believe it's a 21X, Russ. Willie Hardy that get crossed up and literally had a tire go down on the car, and he slammed the wall backwards as the Scranton Motor Sales wrecker immediately goes to his assistance. He even had anticipated from up here. Inside tires are the story on that one. Possibly some minor damage to the suspension, but hopefully that car will be back. Both the Scranton Motor Sales wreckers, both of them actually were official IndyCar, the Indianapolis 500 wreckers.
Do it all over again. The pace car is in. Off the turn they come. They're at full speed now, and the green flag is out. Chris Hopkins lets them go, but immediately goes back to caution. He did not like the start. Lets the cars, however, hit the turn at full speed so that they don't do the caterpillar routine and end up climbing all over each other. So right here at Stafford, green flag, back out. Everybody's on the throttle, and off the turn they come. Godowskis has a slight advantage over Rodanis as Allen is up on the outside. However, as they head for turn 2, Broderick with car number 40 makes it 3 wide off the turn. The Matco Tools car goes up on 2 wheels, slams into the wall as they approach turn number 3. Jimmy Broderick with car number 40 making it a 3 wide run down the back straightaway. Suddenly finds himself running out of room, and a tough break for a real strong competitor.
Well, you know, as they came off that second turn down the back straightaway, you could almost anticipate something was going to happen. There was only one lap about to appear on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard at that point, but 3 wide is really difficult to do, especially on a night like tonight. It's a very hot night, and even though the racing surface, the pavement itself is here at the Speedway, and Broderick had an extremely bright career ahead of him in this type of racing action. The Waterford Speedboys had several top finishes, and here at the Stafford Motor Speedway considered one of the front runners in the
big event, the next big race event on our calendar, the Manchester Royal Heat 100. Now, there are a lot of people interested in this race because you may recall that at the beginning of the season, the Speedway posted about 5,000.
First off, Jim Broderick is okay.
Good news.
They've gotten him out. He took a hard hit. If you saw yourself up in the air, the calipers are gone. The wheel is all messed up. The axle housing is broken on that side of the car. So I'm afraid on Matco night, I'll tell you one thing, at least this sponsor gets to see how hard his driver tries. Back up to you.
Very good point, Pappy. Thank you for that. You know,
wind them up, run it through the gears, and head for the start-finish line. It is Alan Rodanis and Mike Christopher. Rodanis takes them into the first turn. Christopher looks to the low side. Off the turn they come. It is Mike Christopher now picking up the lead as they head for 3. Christopher holds that low groove. Rodanis hooked up nicely on the high groove, but Bob Potter is right there as well with the 51. Potter moves into second. Jack Ely, who has driven them all, is now moving into the 3rd position. Rodanis is back to 4th, and Mike Paquette, who surprised a whole lot of people last Friday night here at the Speedway, now challenges Rodanis for his position as the 4th car on the racetrack. Off the turn they come. It continues to be Mike Christopher, Bob Potter, Jack Ely in that order, and the 4 of Mike Paquette. Paquette down underneath Rodanis. They head for turn 2 and down that long back straightaway one more time. Mike Paquette has now moved in and has laid claim to position number 4. This time around, 4 laps go up on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. The NASCAR modifies across the stripes. It continues to be the Mike Christopher story. Now, Ely looks to the low side. Potter gets hung out to dry on the high side. Potter hangs on. Ely not able to make it pay off as Potter goes deep into 3. Potter takes the car in deep but manages to drop it down as Rodanis goes around with the 17. He keeps the car fired up, and under its own power, we remain under green. Now, back to the front of the pack. It is the 82 of Christopher continuing to hold on to the lead. But Potter, with that white car number 51, looks to the low side. Bob Potter once again aims that car down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Christopher holds his line up high. Christopher closes his door as they go through turns 1 and 2. And here comes Paquette. He is challenging Jack Ely for the 3rd spot. Through 3 and 4, one more time. It continues to be Mike Christopher, Potter, Paquette. That's the way they run as they head back for turn number 2. Mike Christopher setting the pace. Bob Potter right there in his rear bumper. The real story is the battle now for the 3rd position as the 4 of Paquette continues to look to the inside of Ely. Paquette tries to stick the nose of the yellow car down underneath the 90, but Ely pulls off the charge. Potter also continues to peek at the low side of the racetrack, trying to find room underneath Mike Christopher. There is no room, as Christopher is a master of running this racetrack. He comes off the turn, down low, and then drifts right up to the wall. Uses up all the real estate that he can. As Christopher goes down the front straightaway, we're into the final circuit of the half mile. Off the second turn, it is Mike Christopher, Bob Potter. That battle for 3rd continues as Paquette tries the inside groove on Jack Ely one more time. Who will it be at the line? It looks like Mike Christopher will take down the win. Bob Potter will be 2nd. Jack Ely grabs the 3rd spot. Mike Paquette is in 4th. Then Eric Emhoff in the 2, followed by George Godaskas in the 26 and the 17 for Alan Rodanis. So that is the way that qualifying down winds him up and lets them go. And it is Gary Lee with the advantage. The field shuffled as car number 88 has a little bit of difficulty getting started. We're off and running now as the 64 of Leach will bring them down that back straightaway. Wendell Kilcollins runs in the 2nd spot. Bo Gunning has already moved into the 3rd position from his 6th starting berth on the field. Then behind him it is Chuck Doherty in the 0. Jerry Savage in the 88, Bobby Georgitis, and Jerry Pearl. Off the turn, the leader continues to be car number 64, Gary Leach. But here comes Pearl in car number 33. The S&S Race Cars, Partica Chevrolet machine into turn number 3. Jerry Pearl, one of the real veterans of this division, trying to beat his way up into a qualifying spot. Meanwhile, battling Bo Gunning heads for turn number 2. He's in the 3rd position with the black car number 98, and Gunning is closing that gap ever so slightly, but he is making up some lost ground. Gary Lee, Wendell Kilcollins, Bo Gunning, Chuck Doherty, Jerry Savage, and Jerry Pearl. That's the way they run. Those are the top 6 cars as he's managed to open up about a 2-car length advantage over Wendell Kilcollins. And Bo Gunning does not seem to be able to reel in the rear bumper of Wendell Kilcollins as easily as he had earlier on. Off the turn, it continues to be Leach, Wendell, and Bo. Those are the top 3. The next 3 are the 0 of Chuck Doherty, the 33 of Jerry Pearl. And now the battle for the final qualifying spot is between 3 cars as Jerry Savage in the 88, the 179 of John Jensen, and the 86 of Bobby Georgitis all find themselves looking for that last qualifying position. Only one of those 3 cars will make it in this qualifying round. 6 laps are posted on the scoreboard, and we've got sparks flying. Savage has sparks come right up from under the 88. The 2-lap marker shown to the field from Chris Hopkins. Gary Leach in good shape. Wendell Kilcollins has his hands full as Bo Gunning looks to the inside. They come together. Kilcollins goes around, and Bo Gunning continues on his merry way. Kilcollins sits in a very dangerous spot underneath the car going to the rear. Wendell, of course, has to go to the rear simply because of the fact that the caution flag was brought out for him. And a decision was reached that Bo Gunning was also involved, and as a result, he too goes to the back of the pack.
Remember what I was talking about earlier?
I heard you.
Yeah.
Front tire is in trouble, but the 0 is causing some real problems for him, and meanwhile, up front, it continues 6. Bo Gunning is back into a qualified spot with the 98, as is Kilcollins, and the 179 of Jensen. Off the turn number 1, heading down the back straightaway, it continues to be the Gary Leach program, as he has led right from the start. Leach will bring them off the turn, and at the start-finish line, will pick up the checker and the win for Gary Leach, Jerry Pearl, Georgitis, Gunning, the 84 of Kilcollins, the 179 of Jensen. Those are the cars that make the move into the feature event.
Already coming on strong is car number 13 for Teddy Christopher. Christopher has worked his way up to the 6th spot. Now Berry goes to the outside before one lap goes into the record books. Brad Paul will come back down to the line. Mercier runs in second. Larry Ross has got the 3rd spot, and then Berry is working over Ross as he tries to battle and take over the 3rd position. Teddy Christopher comes from the back of the pack before 2 laps are on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. He is already contending down low underneath Berry. They come off the turn and down to the line. The challenge is for position number 4. Berry gets crossed up and then comes back across, but Christopher will pick up the 4th spot with car number 13. Again, 6 cars to qualify. Currently holding down the final qualifying position, Eddie Spires with car number 3X. But still, the leader of the field remains the horsepower engineering number 93 for Brad Thrall. Mercier doing an impressive job of holding off the challenges as Larry Ross is right there on his back bumper. And now Christopher tucks it down low. The sanitary services number 13 is up to the 2nd and literally starting to pull away from the pack of cars that follow. Jeff Berry has worked his way up to the number 3 spot, and here comes Larry Ross with Mercier dropping back to the 5th spot and the 6th spot. It's still the hottest spot on the racetrack. With 6 cars to qualify, currently Spires holds on to the final qualifying position with car number 3X. Directly behind him, it is Rick Donnelly. He puts the Bill Flynn Racing Engines number 1 to the outside, and Donnelly now works his way to contend for position number 6. Halfway marker is being issued to the field. The hot spot on the racetrack becomes the 6th position. Ronnie Rocco goes to the outside of Spires now as Donnelly moves in, and now we've got a bid for the lead. 3rd different leader of the event. Here it is as they come off the turn. It is Teddy Christopher out in front. Here comes the number 22 of Jeff Berry to move into 2nd. Brad Thrall will drop back to the 3rd spot. Larry Ross will hold on for 4th. And 5th is currently Bob Mercier. Rick Donnelly runs in the final qualifying spot. He takes a peek at the inside. Not enough room this time. And Ron Rocco kind of waits in the wing, looking to take over that final qualifying position. 6th spot is the hot spot, and it's currently held down by Rick Donnelly. Off the turn, Ronnie Rocco starts working over the CNC Car Washes number 13X. But still out in front, it is Teddy Christopher with 7 laps showing on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard. And now Rick Donnelly puts the pedal to the metal. The Bill Flynn Racing Ford takes over the number 5 spot as car number 1 is up to the 5th spot. A little bit of the heat is off here, but Mercier currently set to the 6th spot, and that becomes the most wanted position on the racetrack for the cars that follow, running 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Off the turn, now Berry has closed it up. Christopher leads him out in front. The white flag is out, and now Berry's going to make the last event ditch for this one to try to take over the number 1 spot. Matthew honors will be bestowed upon the winner of this qualifying round as 9 laps show on the scoreboard, and now Rocco is just 1 spot out of a qualifier. Here comes the checkered flag. It is Teddy Christopher in to take down the win. Jeff Berry in for 2nd. Brad Thrall has got himself a 3rd. 4th is Larry Ross. 5th is Rick Donnelly. And 6th is Bobby Mercier. 1 spot out of a qualifying spot is car number 13X for Ronnie Rocco.
The final opportunity for these drivers to make it into the feature event. The M.J. Sullivan IROC Z Camaro into the infield pit area. Green flag is out, and the late models run the half mile one more time. Konopka on the inside. Sperry looks to the outside, but Konopka scrapes a little bit of paint and picks up the lead as they head off of turn number 2 and down that back straightaway. The 09 machine of Montesanto runs in the 2nd spot, but all of a sudden Sperry finds some extra horsies under the hood of 06, and Sperry runs very, very close to the wall, but he's able to gather it back together. Meanwhile, Brian McCarthy takes the Fitz machine, car number 41, down deep into turn number 1. He challenges Sperry for the 2nd spot. McCarthy makes it look like taking candy from a baby, and Brian McCarthy now finds himself in the 2nd spot. So off the turn, it is Konopka in car number 98, followed by the 41 of McCarthy, the 06 of Sperry. Then it is Montesanto in the 09X. Evans in the 20. That's the way things shape up as they have 2 laps posted up on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. The cars are pretty well single file as they work their way off the turn. It is still of the right rear and brings them to the start-finish line. Konopka and McCarthy run 1-2 through the first and second turn. McCarthy gets around sideways. As he does, Konopka is able to open up a little advantage. McCarthy slowly closes going into 3. But Konopka handles very, very well here on the half mile and is able to regain his advantage through the turns. But Konopka gets way out of shape off the 4th turn, and McCarthy closes right in. Final lap, one more time around. Who will it be at the line? McCarthy looks to the inside. Konopka closes the door. It'll be a real battle right down to the wire. Brian McCarthy takes a peek to the outside, deep into turn number 3. McCarthy high on the outside groove. He takes it right to the bottom of the racetrack, but he's not going to make it work this time as Danny Konopka holds on with car number 98. The 41 of Brian McCarthy with a terrific show. Not able to pick up the win, but a very, very impressive second. In the 3rd spot is the 06 of Bruce Berry. And rounding out the top 5 will be the 09 for Montecento.
To the final row on the inside. Let's see what's going to happen on turn number 4. Al Rodana stomps on the gas pedal. He starts to pull away, but look out because here comes Ronnie Rocco. Rocco is already starting to reel in on the back bumper of the Dayglow white, yellow, and blue, number 17 of Al Rodana. Rodana sets the pace. Rocco makes a bid for it. Jerry Savage running a strong 3rd with Willie Hardy after a wild hit with the wall running in the 4th spot. Here comes the Rock. Inside of the racetrack, and Ronnie Rocco now takes over position number 1. Rocco is on the move. He comes off the turn like a rocket. He's already starting to pull away from Al Rodana, who runs in 2nd. Savage, who sets in the 3rd spot, and now we've got a challenge for the 6th spot going to the outside. Putting some pressure on is the number 0 of Chuck Doherty. Doherty goes to the outside of Bernie Singer. There's a bid for position number 5. Doherty takes over the spot with ease. Now he looks to reel in on the number 21X of Willie Hardy. On the turn, they come down to the line. Rocco's got things well under hand. Donovan now being pressured heavily by the Savage, number 88. Savage tries to reel him back in, and here comes Doherty down low. The Dayglow orange, number 0, is up to the 4th spot and starting to move in on 3rd place runner, 3rd place runner, the Savage machine, car number 88. Hardy sets now behind the Doherty, car number 21X. Then Bernie Singer sets in the 6th spot. Savage is out of shape. He gathers it back. Doherty is 4th. To back out of it just a bit. He holds on, but now the pressure is on for position number 3. Jerry Savage still trying to hold on to that 3rd spot. Rocco and Al Rodana are pulling away out in front. Here comes Doherty, looking for room on the bottom. Shifts to the outside. Wastes a lot of time, but still is not able to complete the move. It would give him position number 3. He'll try it once again. Deep into turn number 3. It is now the Doherty machine up to the 3rd spot. Car number 0 has worked its way into the 3rd position. And now Bernie Singer is looking for some racing room down underneath Willie Hardy. Can't do it this time. He maintains the 6th spot with car number 53. Rocco still is the leader of the field. Rodana is still running in 2nd. No challenges here, about 5 to 10 car lanes back. Ron Rocco looking to take down the victory. And now, more problems for car number 43. The Christopher car is starting to puff some smoke. From the back end of the machine, he was not really a contender in this event. Now the checkered flag will wave, and Ron Rocco's got himself the win. Look at the bid for 2nd. Rodana by a nose over the 0 of Chuck Doherty. Unofficially in the 3rd spot, Jerry Savage, a good run here with car number 88, followed by Willie Hardy, the number 21X. Bernie Singer, car number 53, and the number 3.
Flags are out, and we're racing at Stafford.
Wayne Ivins into turn number 1, but already the challenge is starting to develop. Keith Allen works his way to the outside. They're 3 wide, bidding for position number 2. Pete Guy Poulin moves into the number 2 spot. Fedora runs down the bottom side of the racetrack to try to hold on with car number 02. But Ivins will lead him back down to the line. The 00 will lead lap number 1.
Off the turn, and Poulin gets way out of gaining a top position. But the rest of the crew obviously is paying very close attention. We've got a spin up in turn number 4. It looks like the 06 of Bruce Sperry as that car has gone around. It looks like right rear suspension problems with Sperry's car. It certainly is. It appears as though he has lost the right rear tire.
Certainly does appear that way. The Scranton Motor Sales wrecker going over to check out the situation, and Sperry, who started in this event in the 21st starting position, come in just a moment. In rows of 2, they're set. The green flag is out. Wayne Ivins looks as good as he did on lap number 1, but here comes Poulin. He is all over the Ivins machine. Poulin looks for some racing room on the bottom in turn 1.
He found the room, but I'll tell you, he found something he did not want to find, and that was the front bumper of Cliff Stakey. And Poulin finds the 78 sitting in the infield.
Bombadura has the same type of a problem. He goes around just off turn number 2 with car number 02, and we once again have a caution with still only 1 lap showing in the scoreboard.
Poulin really tried to sneak under Wayne Ivins, and everything seemed to be
Pro Stocks and the late model streets.
Green flag, back out bend, and here we go. Wayne Ivins down on the inside, up on the outside. It is the 99 of Konopka. They head for turn 1. Konopka has the advantage as they work their way into the second turn. Konopka seems to be running away, but all of a sudden Wade Gagner breaks loose with car number 7, and the Mayberry machine is on a roll into turn number 3.
No question about it. The Mayberry machine comes to the front of the pack. Car number 7, Wade Gagner, has tasted victory before here at the half-mile facility. He is now up to position number 2. Konopka, once his busted lead, is all but vanished in this event. Konopka still holds on to position number 1, but look out, here comes Jimmy Ward. A little bit further back, the battle is just into the top 5. Wayne Ivins has Jimmy Ward on the inside and Chuck Santoshki to the outside, with Ricky Shawn waiting in the wings as they come off turn number 4.
Boy, you talk about shuffling the deck. Here they come. Tom Tag is in there. Hermanus, Tony Sylvester. They're all headed towards the front of the pack. Here's the challenge for the lead. The 7 of Gagner down underneath Konopka. Can he make the move? The answer in turn number 3 is no, as Konopka has about a half a car length advantage. Konopka tries to squeeze down low, but the 7 will not be intimidated. They cross the line, and Gagner is in a good position to make a move in turn 1.
Well, the old saying, closer to closer to cars, can definitely be applied here. Wade Gagner becomes the 3rd different leader of the event. He sets the pace down the back straightaway. Now Rondo comes to life. Car number 19, Bill Rondo, who's always an aggressive competitor here at the half mile. He moves to the inside of Konopka. The battle is for position number 2. But look out, here comes Ricky Shawn. He was in the winner's circle just one Friday night ago. And right behind him is Jimmy Ward, the classy veteran, with Tommy Tag in hot pursuit. Cliff Stakey drops out of the event, and car number 34 goes spinning as another caution comes out in the event with 5 laps showing on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard.
So in 5 laps, we have had 3 separate leaders to this event. The 34 automobile is the one which has gone around.
That's what they're going to do right now, because when that green flag comes back out, they do just that. They shine and head into turn number 1. Big Gagner is right there, trying to contend on the outside. But Rondo battles back, and Rondo is now up to 2nd. Rondo is on the move, but don't count out Ricky Shawn. In the opening of tonight's program, he said he didn't think he had enough motor. You could have fooled me, because he is now in the 3rd spot and looking just as quick as the leader of the field. Tommy Tag is now battling with Jimmy Ward, Chuck Santoshki, and Tony Sylvester are kind of patiently waiting in the wing, but the time of this event is starting to tick away, and time is running out. Let's see what's going to happen. Deep into turn number 3. Wade Gagner still the leader of the pack. Rondo is getting closer, and so is it Ricky Shawn.
Sylvester has become a master at wait and see. He has the patience of Job. He sits back there and just takes life nice and easy. Stays on the lead lap, keeps the leader in sight, and when all of a sudden things open up, he is there. Speaking of things opening up, Jimmy Ward finds a little bit of daylight underneath Tom Tag, and the 8X of Shawn finds a lot of daylight underneath the 19 of Rondo. But meanwhile, Gagner is out there all by his lonesome.
Well, Gagner's out there by himself, but it won't be for long. All of a sudden, we've got a problem. Wayne Ivins goes around with car number 00. That brings out yet another caution, and it looks like car number 20 was involved. Ron Evans heads back towards the center of the infield. Flat right rear tire and a bumper dragging and some sheet metal. Chris Hopkins looks over row number 1. The green flag is out, and Wade Gagner pulls away once again. Rondo is going to look for some racing from the outside. Ricky Shawn right from the back bumper, looking at Mayberry all across the the back end of the Monte Carlo. Battle is for second. Ricky Shawn is into the number 2 spot. Last week's feature event winner is definitely on a roll. He reels in the back bumper of Wade Gagner. Challenge is about to occur for the lead on turn number 4.
Here they come. It is Gagner out in front. Shawn runs in the second spot. Then it is the 19 of Phil Rondo. Those 3 drivers really going at it hot and heavy for the lead. Little bumper tag off the second turn. Everybody makes it through. Some of the other heavy hitters continuing to work their way towards the front. Jimmy Ward marches along. So does the 38 of Sylvester. Keep an eye on the Tigerly construction car.
Leader is a little bit out of shape. He gets tagged by Ricky Shawn. Shawn makes a bid for the lead. Almost 3 wide into turn number 1. Here comes Ricky Shawn to the inside of the racetrack. Gagner tries to hold on. Little contact is made. We got a real barn burner shaping up down the back straightaway.
No two ways about that. They are elbow to elbow through 3 and 4. Rick Shawn on the bottom. It is Gagner up top, and Shawn has the advantage off the 4th turn. It is Rick Shawn, the brand new leader, the fourth leader of this event. However, Gagner battles back on the outside. They are back door handle. The door handle off the 2nd turn and down that long back straightaway. Who will have the advantage into 3?
Well, they're definitely in contention, and the position number 1 is the spot that they are all in search of. Off the turn, back down to the line. Ricky Shawn has it by a fender, but can he hold on? Gagner is not going to give up. He runs the outside impressively, and now Tommy Tagg moves in to challenge Kanopka with Tony Sylvester. But the battle is for now the 2nd place in the racetrack, and Rondo is trying to get down underneath Gagner just the way that Ricky Shawn did to take over the lead.
Wade Gagner has the most difficult job on the racetrack right now, holding that outside groove, trying to protect his position. He was unable to hold on to the lead. Right now, he has maintained that 2nd spot, but he has his hands full as Bill Rondo, one of the toughest competitors in the division, tries to pick up some running room underneath. All of a sudden, Gagner able to get ahead just enough so he can close the door. It is Shawn, Gagner, Rondo at the line with 13 up on the scoreboard.
Tommy Tagg gets a little bit out of shape. Sylvester and him jump together. Sylvester takes over position number 5. Tagg is now being pressured heavily by Zantarski, Jimmy Ward, and Brian McCarthy with car number 41. But it is still Rick Shawn to lead him off the turn. Single file is the story for the top 4 position, but there is a challenge further back, and that's the story now. And now Brian McCarthy, Zantarski, and Ward still go at it just into the top 10.
Wade Gagner now finds running room underneath Shawn, and it looks like Gagner is going to make a bid to move back into the lead, but Shawn inches ahead going into turn 3. Gagner has the advantage down low. Wade Gagner just puts the pedal down. Off the turn, Wade Gagner moves back into the lead with the Mayberry car.
Impressively, Wade Gagner takes back the lead. He didn't give up, and that's why he's got position number 1. But giving up is the story for some, but not for Ricky Shawn, because he is not going to give up. He's not letting Wade Gagner get out of his sight. Now Ricky Shawn tries to take it back. We've got a real impressive battle for the lead. Kanopka moves in. Those 4 cars are running bumper to bumper as they head back to the line.
It's going to be 5 in just a minute as Sylvester really begins now to work his way onto the rear bumper of Kanopka. The Mayberry car, a real good run off the turn that time, and Shawn finds himself in a little bit of trouble when he does. Rondo dives down low, and Phil Rondo makes a move underneath Shawn off of turn number 4. They run side by side. It is Shawn with the advantage of the line, but it's a 2-foot advantage at the very best. 17 laps are up on the scoreboard. Next time around, we'll be in the final 2. The 19 of Rondo down low. Shawn is up high. It's going to be a battle right to the wire. Kanopka in the 99, Sylvester in the 38, and Tagg in the 3. Off the turn they come. Wade Gagner sets the pace. He has a good, solid lead, but it's anybody's guess beyond that as the 19 of Rondo and the 8 of Shawn battle it out for that 2nd spot here at the half mile. The 99 of Kanopka goes around. He does almost a 360, but brings it to a stop, and it looks like we will remain under green. The Kanopka car is back off the speedway. The white flag is out. Car number 7, Wade Gagner, is your lead automobile. This is the final circuit. Who will it be right now? The 2nd place belongs to Rondo, but there goes Sylvester. Sylvester makes a move underneath Shawn, and Tony Sylvester puts the 38 into the 3rd spot. as they work their way off of turn number 4. Here they come to the checkered flags of Chris Hopkins. It is the 7 of Wade Gagner, the 19 of Rhonda, the 38 of Sylvester, the 8 of John, the 3 of Tag, and the 22 of Jimmy Ward. And what a race it was.
Happy crew here in the winner's circle, the Mayberry Associates group, are all here to congratulate our winner, Wade Gagner. And if you talk about earning a victory, this gentleman did just that. It's not over till the checkered flag comes out, and that's the story here tonight. In the late model division, is Gagner about to get out of the automobile. He'll go to the winner's circle, and we'll make the presentation as our winner of the AC Delco late model main event. He gets carried over by the crew. Wade, an impressive job. When you lost the lead, did you know you had enough then that you could take it back? Were you worried at all at that point?
Well, I think Ricky lost something because it looked like he started to fade. I can't believe he got by me. I cannot believe there's anybody who's got more car than that car. That car works fantastic. These people are beautiful. These people put me here. I owe it all to them and my wife.
Well, you know, it was a great victory. It kept the fans on the edge of their seats throughout the entire event. Tonight, this is a special event. AC Delco is a sponsor. These two lovely ladies are here to present you with the hardware and all the good things associated with this victory. We know there's got to be a lot of other special people you want to thank.
Oh, yes, I want to thank TA Motors for supplying the horsepower to do it. I want to thank Mayberry Associates for giving me the money to put together the car that we need to win down here. And all these people right here, there's just so many, I just cannot even begin to name them all, but these are the people.
We're going to step out of the winner's circle and let the rest of the crew get up here. Ladies and gentlemen, our winner, Wade Gagner, and the Mayberry Associates crew with car number 7.
Is just the first of 2. The parade of pace cars has left the Speedway. And the official pace car, the 1988 Chevrolet IROC Z, heads for the infield. We are about to get underway. The open wheel NASCAR modifieds head for turn number 3.
They pick up the pace. The starter addresses the field off turn number 4. Green flag is out, and Brad Kroll will lead him in turn number 1. Wendell Collins moves to the outside. He takes over position number 2 as they go into the second turn down the back straightaway. It is Thrall out in front. Gil Collins follows through with Gary Leach running third.
And nobody is sitting there sleeping tonight as everybody begins to rocket their way through the pack. They shake things up considerably on the first lap as Georgitis now finds himself into the 4th position. And it is Larry Ross rounding out the top 5 at the completion of lap number 1.
Down the back straightaway, Thrall is still in command of the event. Gil Collins looks aggressive. Here comes Bo Gunning beneath Mike Paquette. Jerry Pearl's coming on strong with car number 33 is in single file for the top 3, but the heat is on.
Keep an eye on car number 13, Ted Christopher, coming from all the way back in the pack. And Christopher is already picked up about 6 spots with that automobile. Bo Gunning drops down underneath Donnelly in the 1 as they head down that long back straightaway. But Jerry Pearl is also very near the front already. Off the turn they come. Brad Thrall continues to set the pace. Gil Collins, Leach, and Georgitis are the ones leading the pack right now.
And in turn number 2, Gil Collins is going to make a bid for it. He moves down to the inside, but Thrall suddenly slams the door. Here comes Gary Leach to contend. Further back, Jerry Pearl goes down underneath Larry Ross. Not enough this time, but here comes Bo Gunning. Followed through as they come off the turn by Jack Healy, Bob Connors, and Rick Donnelly.
Car number 4 for Mike Paquette and the 13 for Ken Christopher also working their way toward the front now. The 22 of Jeff Barry is on a roll. They work their way down that long back straightaway. Car number 98, Bo Gunning, trying desperately to find running room underneath Jerry Pearl as Pearl works marks the rear bumper of the 23 for Larry Ross.
Pearl takes a peek at the inside. No room this time. And Larry Ross will suddenly slam the door. He'll still maintain position number 5. Looking further back in the pack. Now Teddy Christopher is down underneath Rick Donnelly. He tries to pick up the spot. We've got Bo Gunning to the outside of Jerry Pearl, just out of the top 5.
They continue to run as now Gary Leach looks to the inside of Wendell Gil-Collins. The 4 of Paquette gets a little bit out of shape. He's able to regroup and continue on his way. And while all that was happening, Leach took a quick peek under Wendell Gil-Collins as they entered turn number 1.
We've got a spin in turn number 2. Hard to see the numbers, possibly the 17 of Redonis, or possibly the 53 of Bernie Singer. It is one of the Dayglow and White machines. It is the Singer car that brings up
A couple of weeks, but I'll tell you, Lady Luck has certainly chosen to ride with that crew, and there's a young fellow that you're going to be hearing a lot about in the years to come.
Here they come, off the turn, the green flag is out. Brad Paul stands on the throttle. He maintains position number 1. Gil Collins running right there on the outside of Gil Collins. About to take over the lead, and he does. Paul tries to take it back, evenly matched. They come off that second turn. Paul on the inside, Gil Collins on the outside. Deep into turn number 3, it is Paul to still maintain the number 1 spot. But look out, here comes Gary Leach down low.
Leach certainly does get hooked up.
Eric Emhoff makes contact with the wall beneath the Coors billboard, and Bernie Singer is back down low and spins just off turn number 4 as once again a caution comes out on the racetrack.
There's a guy who has been at this for, it seems like,
Off the turn, green flag is out. The inside lane was sleeping, and Wendell Gil-Collins has got an unbelievable lead before they even get to the line.
Gil-Collins with about a 5-car length advantage after that restart. Leads them down the back straightaway. Rawl runs in the second position, and here comes Jerry Pearl. Pearl has managed to move into the 3rd spot, and out of nowhere comes car number 51. It is Bobby Potter right on the rear bumper of Pearl. Boy, those guys have walked the last wheel together over the years.
They sure have, and into turn number 2, Bobby Georgitis is now up to 2nd. Jerry Pearl runs in the 3rd spot. Teddy Christopher, the factor that we talked about. The bottom line is this. Christopher is coming to the front. He now is down underneath Bob Potter. This is the mighty threesome that is looking to get to position number 1. And Jerry Pearl's going to lead him as they go to the outside. Georgitis falters. Georgitis has a problem. Brad Paul goes spinning. Gary Leach is involved, but somehow they all keep running, with the exception of Brad Paul and car number 86 for Bobby Georgitis.
And all of a sudden, car number 13 is 2nd.
Yes, sir, Ray.
Ted Christopher, who's slide into turn number 3. They stand on the throttle. Green flag is out. Off the turn they come. Gil-Collins has the advantage. Gary Pearl up on the outside with 51 of Potter down on the inside.
Pearl goes to the outside, but Gil-Collins holds a nice tight line on the bottom of the racetrack. But now Jerry Pearl's got the horsepower advantage. He's got position number 1.
Jerry Pearl becomes the brand new leader of this race as we work our way around to complete lap number 9. Wendell Gil-Collins, Bob Potter, but here comes Ted Christopher up on the outside to challenge Potter for the 3rd spot. Christopher gets hooked up nicely, but Potter has the low groove advantage. Off the turn, it is Potter in 3rd, Christopher in 4th.
Christopher on the outside of Bob Potter. There's the bid for position number 3. Now Barry moves in, so doesn't Bo Gunning. Off the turn they come. Christopher looks for the racing room. Potter suddenly slams the door. He's got position number 3.
Rick Donnelly also moving up with the 1, but he suddenly makes contact and has trouble. He makes contact with the 64 of Gary Leach, and Rick Donnelly will retire the Superior Ford car number 1 from this event.
Caution flag is out on the racetrack once again, and the car that has some damage to the suspension, the number 1 spot. Bob Potter is just trying to follow him through, but Gil-Collins is not going to give up easily.
Wendell Gil-Collins holds tight up on the outside, but so far, Pearl and Potter and the 13 of Christopher find running room underneath. Here comes Bo Gunning in the 98. It's going to be a real battle all the way to the checker, and it looks like right now Jerry Pearl is in command with the 51 of Bob Potter. Takes the lead to the inside.
Potter looks for the racing room on the inside. It doesn't exist. Jerry Pearl holds the line. He sets the pace down the back straightaway. Christopher looks to go to the outside of Bob Potter in a bid for 2nd. Here comes Bo Gunning. 4 cars, single file under a blanket as they come back down to the line.
Christopher comes right out to the wall, gets hooked up nicely, pulls up the speed down on the low side of the track, and Bobby Potter holds on to that second spot. It is Jerry Pearl, Bob Potter, Ted Christopher, Bo Gunning, Jeff Barry in that order, single file off the turn. 13 laps are on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard.
Jeff Barry is sitting in 10 with Bo Gunning. He is now in the 5th spot as they head down the back straightaway. The veterans lead the young Lions as they approach turn number 3. Christopher looks for some racing room underneath Potter. Potter says, no way. You want to run with the veterans, you got to go to the outside. And that's what they're doing. Position 1 and 2 protection there for the racetrack. It lets the youngsters work for it. And once again, the leader is still Jerry Pearl with Bob Potter in second. Teddy Christopher still waiting patiently. He looks for it again down low, but Potter says, no way.
Bobby Potter certainly knows his way around this racetrack, and there's absolutely no question about the credentials carried behind the wheel of car number 33. Pearl, an absolute master. We've got trouble down in the turn. Teddy Christopher tries to dive down real low. He loses it, comes up into the wall. The 64 of Gary Leach comes along and T-bones the car, and the 23 of Larry Ross also involved.
Car number 4, Mike Paquette, had spun a lap previous on the back straightaway area and was down into the infield area. A really solid hit in turns 1 and 2. And the results, as we can see, is the car that was contending first and then maintained that number 1 spot.
Looks like Jerry Pearl has the advantage at least through 3 and 4. Here they come off the turn. It is Jerry Pearl, but Bo Gunning is right to his bumper. Gunning takes a peek to the inside. Pearl slams the door. Gunning kicks up the dust. And Ronnie Rocco now gets hooked up on the outside, and Rocco makes a bid for 3rd.
Bernie Singer gets out of shape in the middle of the pack. He corrects it now, and he is okay. Here comes Ronnie Rocco. He's up to position number 3. Following him, John Jensen with car number 179. Chuck Doherty also becomes the factor in this one. He is now among the top 6 automobiles. Doherty now tries to move down underneath. John Jensen with car number 179. Doherty started in the 20th position. He is up to the 6th spot. Gunning is working him over. Jensen goes around with the 179. There is smoke off the turn, and now everybody tries to scramble and get by. Jerry Savage makes it through with car number 88. Bernie Singer squeaks by. Bobby Mercier does the same. And it appears that everybody is okay, and Jensen is able to get away. The car that initially spun and brought out the mishap. Here they come once again. Jerry Pearl on the throttle. The green flag is back out. Gunning still runs in second. Here comes Ronnie Rocco. He puts the pressure on Gunning to make a bid for the number 2 spot. Contact is made. Ron Rocco is down underneath Bo Gunning, and Rocco appears to have taken over position number 2. Look out, here comes Barry. Now Bo Gunning's going to battle back. There's the action of the racetrack now. Is currently for second. Ronnie Rocco's up to the number 2 spot. Here comes Jeff Barry.
Rocco may grant you your wish tonight, Ben. If he keeps on a roll like he is, you may in fact end up interviewing him in victory lane. However, Jerry Pearl is going to have a lot to say about that as Pearl continues to set the pace. The 22 of Barry and the 13 of Rocco playing a little bumper tag between turns 3 and 4. But Rocco is slowly but surely creeping in the rear bumper of Jerry Pearl.
No question about it. Ronnie Rocco is getting closer, but Jeff Barry is not letting Rocco get out of his sight. Even at turn number 3, it is still a battle for second, and that battle for second is developing into a battle for the lead. Off the turn, they come down to the line. Pearl is still the leader of the event. Rocco runs in second. Third is Barry. Fourth is Gunning. And 5th now is Eddie Spires with car number 3X. 6th spot appears to be Brad Thrall. Savage runs in the 7th spot. And now it looks like Willie Hardy is coming on extremely strong. Correction, that's Bob Potter with car number 51. Potter is coming back to the front of the field. Russ, I think he's the fastest car currently in the racetrack.
There's no question about that. He is really hot and is on a roll, but he's got a lot of ground to make up and only 10 laps left to do it. Up front, Jerry Pearl with his hands full as Rocco looks to the high side. Ron Rocco in car number 13 winds up the rubber band and cannot quite make it. He has to tuck back into the rear bumper.
Ron Rocco is right there, and Jerry Pearl is definitely aware of that factor. They head down the back straightaway. Jerry Pearl still holding on, but Rocco is going to make a bid for it as he looks for some racing room on the outside. Barry still runs in the 3rd spot. They come off the turn again. Now Rocco looks for some racing room down low. Now he shifts goes to the outside. Now he shifts back down low.
Absolutely incredible run by the Rock himself. Ronnie Rocco up to the outside. He is trying, if he possibly can, to drive Jerry Pearl right off his own rocker. Off the turn they come. Pearl, Mr. Cool, all by himself. But Rocco is right there in the rearview mirror.
No question about it. If they had a rearview mirror, he'd be looking at definitely the front end of car number 13. Deep down the back straightaway, Brad Strahl drops off the pace. Jerry Pearl still holds on, but the question is for how long. Rocco is working him over, and Jeff Berry is patiently waiting. Bo Gunning and Eddie Spires. That one false move could give position number 1 to any of the cars in the top 5.
No question about that whatsoever. Look at the way they go down that back straightaway. Rocco literally leaning on the rear bumper of the 33 of Jerry Pearl. Off the turn they come. Pearl continues to set the pace. Rocco goes right up to the wall.
5 laps remaining in this event. Can Jerry Pearl hold on for the final 5 circuits? We've got a problem. Savage goes around down the front straightaway with car number 88.
Jerry has not had a good night either with that automobile. He got involved in a mid-tap very early in the evening, and it looked as though he was going to make it home all in one piece tonight. And yet to run, let's see how it all shakes down.
Green flag is out. Jerry Pearl quickly jumps out in front. Here comes Jeff Berry. He moves to the inside. Now Berry is up to second. Berry gets a little bit out of shape. Now Ronnie Rocco takes back the number 2 spot. Here comes Bo Gunning to life. He goes to the outside.
Off the turn they come. It continues to be Jerry Pearl out in front. Rocco got off to a very rough start, but he's managed to make up that lost ground, and Rocco runs in the 2nd spot. Jeff Berry picks up 3rd. The 4th position belongs to Bo Gunning. Here comes Bob Hunter. He is battling to pick up the 5th spot from Eddie Spires.
Spires gets a little bit out of shape. Now Potter moves to the outside, and now Potter is up to position number 5. Potter moves into the 5th spot, deep down the back straightaway. It is still Jerry Pearl on top, and time is starting to run out.
This time by 27 laps completed, and the 13 of Rocco takes the sheet to the outside. One more time of Pearl. It is Pearl on the inside. Rocco glued right to his rear bumper off the 2nd turn. Down the back straightaway they go. We're into the final stages of this 30-lap feature event. The 2-lap marker is out. The final 2 circuits for Jerry Pearl. Ron Rocco, Jeff Berry, Bo Gunning, Bob Potter, Spires, John Jensen. Single file through turns 1 and 2. Jerry Pearl holding on. Rocco now takes a look to the outside. Rocco goes in deep. He pulls up alongside. The white flag is out, and who will it be at the line? Pearl by a bumper as they head for turn 1. They run inches apart. Pearl on the inside, Rocco up on the outside, and Jerry Pearl has the advantage down the back straightaway, heading for turn 3. Rocco tucks back in, Gunning up on the outside now. Off the turn they come and head for the line. It is Pearl, followed by the 13 of Rocco, and we are going to hold beyond that because Jeff Berry crossed the line, but we're not sure where and who else beat him across the line. So we're going to wait for the official scoring on that one. To a little trouble right at the finish. We are going to sit tight on anything beyond 1st and 2nd and wait for the official scoring.
Winner's circle, Jerry Pearl out of Colchester, Connecticut. Just goes to show you that a gentleman that's a veteran can still get the job done. And an extremely exciting finish right down to the wire. Ronnie Rocco gave him a run for the money, but the Partagas Chevrolet S&S race cars, number 33 is into the winner's circle. The Nick's Backyard Motors has done it once again, and the Chevrolet Cavalier for Jerry Pearl and Company is definitely the proud winner here tonight at the Stafford Motor Speedway. In just a moment, we'll give him the chance to get out of the automobile. We'll go to the AC Delco Matco Tools Victory Lane as we'll be talking to our winner, Jerry Pearl, and the S&S Race Cars crew of car number 33. Ladies and gentlemen, he is out of the automobile, Jerry Pearl. Who is a veteran, and we asked him if the young guys really gave him much of a problem out there. He said, no, not really. Well, Jerry, tonight, another night of success here at the Stafford Motor Speedway for Jerry Pearl. A tough and well-earned victory.
Yeah, it sure was tough. Those young guys, I don't know. I thought it was over when Rocco got alongside, but we just did our best.
Well, it was definitely a good victory for you. It's been a long time since you've been in the winner's circle here at Stafford. And as we said when we opened up the program tonight, you haven't had your best luck this season by no means.
No, we've been having some bad luck, like I said before, and we had a motor let go, and this one here is our backup motor, and it's really not as good as we want it to be, but it did your job tonight.
It certainly did. Making the presentation down here in the winner's circle, you couldn't have picked a better night to show off to the good folks from NASCAR. Jim Hunter is here, and you have really put on quite a show for Jim Hunter and the folks at NASCAR with a great race program here tonight. Jim, you get to see an awful lot of racing, but this race event and the exciting finish has to lead up to, well, the name that NASCAR is proud to associate with, and that's automobile excitement.
Well, I don't think I've seen a closer finish. I'm sure you would have liked for it to have been not so close, but it was certainly as exciting a finish as I've ever seen. And I know it had to be much more exciting where you were sitting. Congratulations to you, Jerry.
Well, Jerry, I'm going to step down, and we're going to let the rest of the gang get in the winner's circle with you. You'll pick up the accolades associated from AC Delco and the good folks at Matco Tools. Jerry's lovely wife moves in. The Matco Tools representative moves in for the photos, and we'll turn things back upstairs to Russ Dowd as he'll give us the official finish in tonight's AC Delco Matco Tool Modified Main Event.
Okay, Ben, official? No. Unofficial? Yeah, we'll whoop something on you here. First of all, Jerry Pearl takes down the win, finishing in the second spot. Ronnie Rocco in the 13, followed by Bo Gunning in the 98. In the fourth position, car number 51 for Bob Potter, and rounding out the top five will be car number 3X for Ed Spires. Next comes the 22 of Jeff Barry as he slides across the line in the infield, followed by the 179 of John Jensen, the 84 of Wendell Kilcollins, and that is about as deep as we dare go at this point unofficially. Okay, we can take it a little bit deeper. We can go into the 9th spot, 53 for Bernie Singer, and in the 10th position would be car number 21 for Willie Hardy Jr. So that's unofficial rundown of the top 10 here tonight. So on behalf of the entire staff and management here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, we bid you a very pleasant good evening. We thank you so much for making our facility a part of your Friday night. We'd love to see you next Friday and every Friday at 8 o'clock when we kick things off here at the Speedway. So on behalf of Jack Arute, Ed Yarrington, and the entire staff and management, along with my buddies Ben Dodge and Pat Evans, this is Russ Dowd. Thank you very much for being with us. Have a safe trip home. Good night.